I like that we're agreeing so far. I feel like this is gonna change.
Yes. I feel like, again, fists will be flying soon enough. Hello and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And Annmarie, what are we here to talk about? Because I forgot.
Oh,
Such a not a professional.
I'm so excited. We're here to discuss our final picks for the 2026 Oscars.
Yes, the 2026 for the year covering 2025 Oscars. And it's definitely the last part of 2026 that we look back and reminisce about 2025 and the good that it has brought us and the ones that we have forgotten or should not have forgotten, Academy. Uh, looking at you for weapons for best original screenplay.
No other choice. What other ones can we
Well,
name?
we'll get to it all, but we're here to talk about the Oscars and our predictions for said Oscars. So, Anne-Marie, how are we going to go about this today?
Well, we're going to go through our top picks, basically, probably what we want to win, what we think is going to win. We haven't seen everything either. So, putting that out there, please don't get mad. We haven't seen everything, but we do want to talk about a lot of these categories as well. We aren't going to do some categories just because Ethan and I haven't watched those films, but we're going to hit on a lot of them here today.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll kind of build up to the main event, obviously, best picture, best director, but that'll be towards the end. We need to get through all the ones that, though some people will be like, oh, why are you talking about that? That one's not. Guys, film is such a culmination of all these different pieces of work from all these different people. The image on the screen isn't solely just because of the cinematographer, isn't solely because of the director, isn't solely because of the actor. It's because of a great team of people that come together and their talents are brought together in this great culmination and brought to fruition something that is just truly great that we receive in our little optical and audio senses.
And that's what the Oscars are all about, celebrating movies that we love. So,
Exactly, and everyone behind them. So,
I wrote a list.
we got our little lists out, and without a further ado, let's start out with production design, best production design. And with that, I believe that Frankenstein will be winning for that one.
I have to agree with you on this, even though I kind of hate it. I agree. Frankenstein's a film I didn't really enjoy that much, but you loved it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved it. It was just such a great adaptation of Mary Shelley's book, and on top of it, Guillermo del Toro's masterwork is just, you know, honestly, I think one of his best. But this one is for the production design specifically, and obviously Guillermo del Toro is not the production designer.
No.
But he always gets a great gaggle of people who are great production designers to work with him. And I gotta say, Frankenstein definitely delivered with all its gothic, immersive nature, and I was absolutely here for it. So, without doubt, I think Frankenstein is going to win that award.
Yeah, I have to say the same exact thing. So,
Okay, perfect. Little
one done.
one down. All right, next up we have cinematography.
Oh, okay. So for this one, I did a want and will win list because I thought it was kind of more fun because this year for the Academy, there's so many that I really can see cinematography going to as well as other categories. But I put down my want is my win, which is Sinners.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I honestly will have to agree with you on that. I have Sinners down as well for best cinematography. Although, there are so many great options as well. Like if Train Dreams were to win, I wouldn't complain. If oh gosh.
One battle
Right.
after another.
Yeah, if one battle after another wins, like I wouldn't complain. But at the end of the day, the one that really stuck out to me with the cinematography was definitely Sinners, just how it changed certain aspect ratios, how it changed like the image on the screen. I really captured everything, that Ryan Coogler was, seeking to bring to us. I mean, it was just really a sight for the eyes, and I could not really fathom it all, right from the get-go, but after more time, with the movie, dang, it's got some of the best cinematography I've ever seen put to film, so
I rewatched it the other day, and I think the scene that really conveys amazing cinematography is the singing scene. It's incredible, just the movement of the camera and everything that is done to make that scene so beautiful. And it's one that just stands out to me, especially.
yeah, absolutely, and I'll bring up that specific scene with "I Lied to You" a little later for something else that I don't think you guys will expect, but I have some rationale behind it.
Okay.
So and by the way, neither of us know what each other has on each other's lists, so, we're kind of in the dark here, and so if, like, fists start flying randomly, just a heads up. Next up, Anne-Marie, I have makeup.
Yeah, definitely. I think this was a big year, especially with my winner pick, which is Frankenstein. I think even though I didn't love that film, the makeup team for Jacob Elordi is insane. I think makeup's something that I overlook and something that I should look at more when I watch film because it is such a standout, especially in Frankenstein. So I have to give it to them.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You see Jacob Elordi's body in that movie, and, not to turn on our crowd here, but like,
So look,
like, I mean, it's just if you want that, go to Wuthering Heights. But but, with Frankenstein, you just look at his body and just how it really does capture what Frankenstein is supposed to be like, piece together elements of different people's bodies and put together into one walking, living corpse. And it's just, how do you really capture something like that? And the fact that they were able to do that, I mean, of course, Jacob's, performance really enhances it and makes it believable, but you wouldn't have it on that same level without that makeup team.
mhm.
So, without doubt, I gotta say that Frankenstein, good old Frankie boy, is going to be winning that one.
I like that we're agreeing so far. I feel like this is gonna change.
Yes. I feel like, again, fists will be flying soon enough. Next up, I have costume.
Again, this is one of the categories that I know I should pay attention to more, especially with this film too. I'm going Frankenstein again. I think this
Oh.
is just I think it's even though I didn't like it, I think it's a beautiful film and the costumes in it are just spectacular and something that definitely stood out to me. I feel like a lot of times costumes to me, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. They pull it out of the storage closet, but here I really thought it was a staple point for them.
So this is the part where we walk separate ways.
Okay.
So I can't believe you have Frankenstein on something that I don't.
I know.
That's crazy. So I actually have Sinners for this one.
Wow, okay.
Now, the main reason for that is because of that scene you had mentioned.
Mm,
Now, for the majority of the movie, it's like your typical, costume design for that era. And, it's like what's new in that regard. I mean, it's great costume design. I won't put it down just on those elements alone. But, what really makes it special here? We get to that scene that you were talking about, the one shot around the juke joint,
mhm,
and you think about all the different costumes that are utilized to demonstrate the different eras of music and just like how those blend in, how you make those blend in, like what colors do you utilize on those costumes? What style do you utilize? Where do you put them? Like who just different aspects of that costume design and selection just in that one scene is incredible to think about what went into that to really make that
mhm.
moment reach its, climactic ecstasy of film that we view Sinners with. And everyone always points to that scene as like this is like the true, you know, peak point of Sinners, and it's so great.
Mhm.
But it's like you think of the different elements as to why that is the case. And I think costume design is really key there. So that's the main reason I got put it above our boy Frankie for best costume design.
Interesting. I would have not have taken that scene and thought of costumes, but you're absolutely right. Just because there's so much in that scene and so much movement, the costumes really do inspire it to give that motion of history. And so I would have never thought of it like that.
Yeah, and then also just a side note that towards the end, for I believe it was a post-credit scene for Sinners, there's another moment where there's some really good costume selection considering the characters who are wearing those costumes. So, yeah, little side note there. But so next up here, Anne-Marie's favorite award, we have Best Editing.
Yes, oh man, this is the award that I will always give so much prop to just because as an editor myself, I can so see the visualization of the story and the different segments that you have to put in and music and sound and there's so much that goes into editing and it deserves more respect than it gets, I would say, because a film is nothing without its editor basically in my opinion.
Neither is a podcast.
Neither well, thank you. That's very nice of you. But I really I was torn of this because I would love my favorite film of 2025 to get this, which is F1 with Steven Morano. I think he did an amazing job. I think the cameras and all the work that went into that, I never felt like it was rushing or dragging. And that's something that we talk a lot about editing is if something is taking too long to come across the screen. But and this isn't like a dig because I truly think it would be awesome too. I really do think Sinners is gonna win this award, and it's gonna go to Michael P. Schorer. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that name is correct. But I think he deserves this award too, just because of again, watching it the other day, I was in awe of the editing of this film and how it came across, the pacing, everything. I never felt like it dragged, and it really was such not like a hard film to edit, but to showcase such deeper meaning in the edit, I think it's so important. So I do think it's gonna go to Sinners.
Okay, interesting. I actually thought you were gonna stick with F1 all the way through.
No.
Nah, such faith in your favorite movie of
I would be
2025.
happy with either one winning. I really would, but I want to go for the win here. I want to make sure I win against you.
All right, because winning is the most important thing.
Yes. I'm very competitive.
Okay, I actually have F1 winning this out.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
nothing if against Sinners. If they win, editing is great in that movie.
Mhm.
But F1, what they were able to do in that film, like keeping the pace up and, just the times it chose to cut and like keep the flow of the movie. It's such a great steady pace, but also such a thrill ride at the same time. I mean, you can really hardly tell that the movie is as long as it is,
Mhm.
and it is just such a fun ride because of that editing, because of the time it takes. They choose to switch between like the rigged camera on on the door of the car while it's driving to the reactions to, back to another car to people going around the curve. Like, I mean, there's so much that goes into it for this movie to make F1 what it is and the success that it was. And it's all due to the editing.
Mhm.
So I believe that F1 will win and should win best editing for 2025, 2026.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say F1 is the only film I believe that got me up on my chair and be like, let's go. Like, it's just like that pumping motion. I was so pumped for it.
Let's go.
Yes.
All right. So F1 and half F1, mostly
I'm
Sinners.
going with Sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdo. So next up here we have best visual effects.
Oh, yeah. This one, you know what? I feel bad because this is always will always be my number one because of the visual effects, but it's Avatar: Fire and Ash. I don't see a world this losing. The visual effects are insane. The work that James Cameron and his crew has done is incredible. Pandora never felt unreal. It feels like a place I could go visit, and it's because of the visual effects. And that movie is made because of the visual effects, and it's just so outstanding to me. And so I will always pick an Avatar movie over anything else, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I got a nice timeshare on Pandora, so
Yes.
that's
Oh,
great.
let's
Yeah,
go
but
visit.
yeah, we'll go visit. Have a great time. Meet our boy Jake Sully. Hang out with the kids. Um, no, yeah, I what else can I say? I 100% agree. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Just I was astounded by the cinematic VFX feats that they had accomplished with that film. My jaw was literally on the floor with quite a few of those shots and scenes. I mean, I was flabbergasted by this movie, with what it was able to accomplish visually with its VFX. So, Avatar, James Cameron, whatever money you need to make the next one, I'll try to write a check or something. I don't know, man.
I'll
You
go
do
see.
you take Chuck E. Cheese tokens? Yeah, I think I got a
He
few of those left.
he confirmed he is doing Avatar 4, so
Okay, great.
it's confirmed
I might
now.
have missed that in the week headlines, but thank you. All right. So that is Avatar Fire and Ash for best VFX from both of us, and definitely you too, because I think it's probably the
It's
most
the only
objective.
choice.
It's I feel like it's the most objective choice.
Yeah.
No offense to the others, but I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Just at the end of the day. So next up is one of my favorite categories, best original score.
Yeah, so I feel like this one you will have so much more to say. So I'm gonna give you your flowers basically, but I'm gonna go with Sinners. Ludwig Göransson is just absolutely incredible, and I'm happy with the other ones, but I think Sinners has it.
Yeah, and honestly, this is what you get when work consecutively with your roommate from college. You get some of the best musical scores in film history. And Ryan Coogler teaming up with his boy Ludwig Göransson again, for Sinners, just you already know it's going to be a hit, but like what Ludwig was able to deliver here is just it's got so much soul in it, so much spirit. It transcends, so many genres and really plays into what Sinners really is at its heart, even down to its own mythology that it plays into. It just knocks out of the park. It's got feels of Led Zeppelin in there. It's got feels of like classic Buddy Guy blues, who Buddy Guy is also in the movie. I mean, it just is such a feat of music, and I cannot get enough of it. I find myself drawn back to that score and soundtrack, like, every chance I get, every time I have a chance to listen to it, I do it. So, without doubt, Ludwig Göransson with Sinners, if he doesn't win that, and little shout out though, I will say,
Oh,
Begonia's score,
yes.
just a little shout out to them because that score had no business being as great and awesome as it was, like, for the movie, for what it was truly going for. I mean, gosh, it was just so romantic and just so different and unique, but also channeled something so romanticized as well, and I was absolutely here for it, and I was not expecting to be listening to that score quite often.
Mhm.
So if Sinners doesn't win, that's a great one to fall back on.
Definitely.
And next up, here's the one I'm going to be interested to hear from you about, Annmarie. We have Best Original Song.
See, after you expressing your love for Sinners, I don't think we're the same on this because I'm gonna say it now. My K-pop fans, it's going to Golden. Like this should go to Golden. It has I should have looked up the Spotify numbers. I'll put it here basically. This has exploded. This is the Let It Go of 2025. This song is absolutely incredible. I think the artists behind it are absolutely incredible. And it's a song that truly I can listen to over and over again. But I don't think you're gonna pick the same song.
So my favorite song from K-pop Demon Hunters is This Is What It Sounds Like, which
Yeah,
is not nominated.
no.
Um I think it's better than Golden, but I love Golden. I do love Golden. It's a great song. However, putting the popularity of the song Golden aside, and we're talking about, like, the impact of the song to the film that it's a part of, I Lied to You, just what it's able to really carry the spirit of for the other elements of that film, I really think it's gotta go to I Lied to You, and especially with Miles Kenton's voice,
Mm.
just how do you even beat that? That voice for, like, an up-and-coming actor like him, just man, it hits. Not only does Ludwig Göransson's, writing of the music carry it, but, like, his Miles Kenton's voice just boom, it hits. So, I gotta say, I Lied to You is definitely gonna win in my opinion. But if the Oscars, they sometimes like to play into the popularity of it all. And again, no digs against K-pop Demon Hunters. You guys know my review of it. I love that movie. I enjoy it very much. And Golden's a great song, but gosh, we're comparing the two. We're forced to pick here. I gotta go with I Lied to You.
Now, I learned recently that he learned to play guitar only 3 months before the film, which is absolutely crazy, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning how to play guitar,
I don't
and
know how
it's
to
been
play.
how old am I? No, that's incredible how he's able to get into that role and the music as well. So, shout out to you, Miles, man. We're looking forward to seeing what you got next, bro.
I'm this is a question, I don't know if they're doing this. Are they still having the 5 best original songs performed?
No, I believe they changed it
Oh,
to where it's just the two, and
okay.
it's the main two that between you and I, Golden and I Lied to You.
I'm excited for those 2 then.
And I won't lie to you, I am excited to see
Yes.
those as well. Now we're going up, up, up to Best International Film.
You know what? I went back and forth on this because I did see all best pictures, and so that included The Secret Agent and Sentimental Value. And I originally said The Secret Agent. However, I'm going to switch to Sentimental Value. I think this film is so beautiful and in a way kind of like that TV show about that family, not Entourage. I can't remember what it was. And I just think such a funny comparison, but also I think it's such an amazing film that I really sunk my teeth into and that had such amazing performances in it. And again, The Secret Agent is not bad. I really did enjoy it, but I think Sentimental Value has this on lock.
So I didn't actually get to see The Secret Agent, unfortunately, yet,
Mhm.
as of recording of this video, but I did see Sentimental Value, and I can tell you right now that just due to what Sentimental Value is about, I mean, it's already a well executed film. Like, let's get that out of the way. So it deserves to be nominated and be one of the front runners. But it's also about movie making,
Mhm.
and we know how much Hollywood loves movies about itself. So,
Stroke its ego.
yeah, that's Hollywood for you. So, I mean, how does it not win?
Yeah.
Sentimental value. Again, I haven't seen The Secret Agent. Maybe it's like years ahead of sentimental value, but if there's one thing I trust, it's Hollywood's ego, and it's way too big to overshadow the fact that I think sentimental value is going to win.
Yeah.
So, and that's, again, considering sentimental value is has plenty of value on its own merits outside of that. So, next up here, we have Best Animated Feature, which I feel like should not be a contest at all.
Should we just say it together?
Yeah.
3, 2,
2, 1.
1. K-pop
K-pop
Demon
Demon Hunters
Hunters.
and Elliot. No, I'm
What?
kidding.
Listen, it's going to K-pop Demon Hunters. I would be happy with Zootopia 2. That's a great film as well.
Mhm.
We both enjoyed it. But listen, this film, they're fast tracking to make a sequel already. Like, it's gonna win. So,
K-pop Demon Hunters I mean, come on. That movie had such a big influence on people. Zootopia, 2 definitely was a great powerhouse of a movie for animation, and it was a great film, but, I mean, gosh, no movie this year in animation had that movement that K-pop Demon Hunters did. I mean, it was one of those ones that just was so subtly marketed, and then you think it's a TV show at first, you give it one watch, we're like, "Wow, that was actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna watch this again."
Mhm.
You watch it again. "Wow, I think I might watch this again."
And to think
And
I didn't trust you.
yeah, I had to
This
introduce
is
Annmarie to this one.
this was one of the ones where I'm like, "Ethan, really? We're gonna watch a K-pop movie?"
Yeah, nah, man,
So sorry.
this K-pop Demon Hunters definitely deserves this win, and it kinda like how I was describing with Sinners and its score, I think that this movie carries, something similar in regards to a spirit that I think really transcended, what it was originally going for, so, absolutely K-pop Demon Hunters for best animated feature.
Mhm. Definitely.
Next up here, we have Best Casting, one of the newer Oscar categories for this year.
This one is interesting because I think it's gonna play into my best picture pick. So I'm not gonna say too much till we get to best picture, but for best casting, again, any of these could win. Like really, any of these could win. I'm gonna go with Sinners though.
Okay, yeah, no, I think that that is definitely I had to like look down and make sure that I'm like, did I pick Sinners as
Which
well?
one did I pick?
Yeah, because honestly, I just this list is so unorganized.
You're good.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. Sinners. The fact that you got Michael B. Jordan to play 2 characters in this movie and to have it feel not forced, looking at you, Robert, De Niro, and was it Alto Nights?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just he feels like 2 different characters, and we'll get into that a little later,
Mhm.
but, him along with Miles Caton, Haley Steinfeld, and all the other,
Yes.
actors and actresses throughout this movie, everyone just felt truly born to be in the role that they portrayed, and I was just so taken aback by this cast. Everyone was likable, even the villains were likable, but, they still channeled their villain energy that they needed for the audience to be on board with them, but, to a certain extent.
Mhm.
So, I mean, just absolutely shout out to the casting crew for this movie. So I think Sinners, I think, is gonna win.
Same.
All right. Sinners for best casting. Now, guys, at this point in the video, just want to quickly remind you that this is a conversation between us all. So definitely let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. What do you guys think about our picks? And let us know your picks as we're going through them together here.
Yes.
So definitely looking forward to reading all your picks for these categories. And it's always fun to hear the beauty of subjectivity of film no matter how objective we think our own might be.
Yes.
So, next up here, I have best sound.
Okay, so again, I think you might change my mind in this moment, but I'm gonna go with my gut here. I would love F1 to win, but I think Sinners is gonna win.
Really?
I know, and you saying that makes me want to change my mind so bad right now. But I really do think Sinners has this in the bag. Not because of the score, but the sound of it. And oh, I know I can feel you looking at me, and I know I should pick F1 and be confident in my pick, but I'm not.
You sure this was your favorite movie of 2025?
It was my favorite movie, but I just believe that it's gonna go to Sinners because there's a larger I'm metagaming here.
Bombastic side eye.
Okay.
I'm picking I'm picking I'm picking Sinners. I'm gonna be confident in my pick.
Now, is that your final answer?
No, I want F1 to win.
Okay, well, without doubt, if you couldn't guess by my reaction, yeah, no, I have absolutely F1 winning this without doubt. No hesitation whatsoever on my end here. I don't know what she's got going on. Nothing against the sound for Sinners. It's beautifully done. It's great. It's fantastic. But gosh, the sound design for F1 is just impeccable. It's got so much going for it, so much to really again make you believe that you're in an F1 cockpit. You're on the sideline there. You're watching this thing go down, that you're an audience member at the track, that you could even be like with the crew on that track. I mean, gosh, it hits every single aspect to make it truly believable. And, man, I felt like Sunny because of that sound design. So, F1, you have my one. Vote for you to be best sound at the
Can I
Oscars.
change my pick?
No, it's too late. You're
Okay.
absolutely determined in this manner, and there's no room for error.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can change your pick.
Okay, I'm picking up one. I'm sticking to it. Can I change my ebony sig too? I'm kidding. No.
She is so confident.
I'm so confident. It's fine.
Final answer.
I'm going with F1 for sound.
Okay. Without further ado, next up here we have best adapted screenplay.
Yes, we're finally to the top 8, the ones that people really do look towards most of the time. My favorite top 8, the ones I always look at, I'm metagaming here because I want to win against you. And again, we have a want and will win, and I want Hamnet to win. Chloe Zhao, she did No Man Land, amazing, absolutely incredible. Even her other writing, not as popular, but I love Hamnet so much. It ended up in my top 3. And it ended up being a movie that made me change my top 5, which was not nice of you to do to me, but I did it anyways. I love this film so much. And I can really do see it winning. However, the other day, the WGA awards happened, right? And one battle after another one, which it's fine. It's not my favorite movie. I've rewatched it and I think it's okay, but I have to pick that one battle after another will win adapted screenplay.
So I'm on a similar boat here with you. I want Hamnet to win because, especially with that last sequence of the movie, how one can truly adapt that and then make everything that happened before feel all the more worthwhile.
Mhm.
Just how does one even begin to talk about how you do that like so perfectly, so masterfully, like you were mentioning with Chloe Zhao. With that in mind, I do think though that one battle after another will win. I've not read the source material it is based on, but I mean, just at the end of the day, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie,
Mhm.
and the WGA voted for it to
Mhm.
win, and I just think that it's Hamlet's got too much of an uphill battle in that regard. I will say one battle after another, great film. It's not one of my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson flicks, but
Mhm.
it's definitely one that I sincerely appreciate, and it's I truly really enjoyed, especially that second act. That's peak cinema right there, that second act. Personally, again, would love Hamnet, but one battle after another will win best adapted screenplay. So
Yeah. Oh man.
next up here we have best original screenplay.
I think we have the same pick for this. Absolutely. Ryan Coogler with Sinners, right?
Yeah, even though Weapons should have been at least nominated, from Zach Kreger, like I feel like that should be here, but it is not.
There's a lot that should be here.
Ah, boy. We like to have fun here. So yeah, without doubt, Ryan Coogler. I mean, no matter who's on this list, I
Mhm.
think Ryan Coogler would win it with Sinners. It's He just put such a great thing together, creating such a great American mythos, in that Mississippi Delta, Jim Crow South. Such a great story, such great characters, such great inspiration. Like there's so many movies, only so many movies that do channel such a unique spirit and has a certain cadence about them, and I think Sinners is one of them. And you can't have a great movie without a great script, and I think that Sinners is the true, like, its screenplay is the bones and meat of it all. So that it's that true cornerstone of why Sinners is what it is that carries everything else. And it's, of course, where everything starts. So it's the little seed that made the great tree that made the guitar that we are playing today for Sinners.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up here, we're getting into the acting territory.
Yes.
So with that, we have Best Supporting Actress.
Yes. Okay, so this one is interesting because I will have to say I have not seen Weapons, right? However, I'm gonna say Amy is gonna win this. But with sentimental value, I think Elle Fanning and Ingrid are absolutely incredible, and I would be very happy for them to win it. And I truly do think anyone could win this category. I really think both of the supporting categories, anyone could win them. However, I'm going to go Amy because the recent award shows, but also I truly think that the way you and Steven have talked about Weapons, she is such a standout in that movie.
Oh yeah, without her, like that movie just is a completely different creature. Emmy Madigan's performance in Weapons really was like, I didn't even know that was her. I really didn't. And I know what Amy Madigan looks like. I know, like, oh yeah, that's the mom from Field of Dreams, and she was in this and that. She's a great actress. I did not know that was her until like a week after I saw Weapons and was like scrolling through IMDb just to see who played Aunt Gladys.
Mhm.
And I found out, I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. So it really goes to show how powerful and how just transcendent her performance was,
Mhm.
where she really became that character, and for such a unique and original film. So yeah, absolutely, Amy Madigan deserves her flowers here. So, and yeah, like you were saying with sentimental value, great, great, great nominations there. So if they were to win, wouldn't complain. If any of them were to win, any of these nominations would win, I wouldn't complain. But
No,
Amy Madigan, I think this is her year.
definitely.
So next up, we have Best Supporting Actor.
Again, similar to supporting actress, I really could see anyone winning this category. I really truly think this is up in the air. But I'm gonna give in to Stellan Skarsgård. I love his performance. I cry even thinking about sentimental value and his character in it and just the pursuit of a filmmaker because as we are both in this industry, the pursuit it's hard. Like this is not easy at all. And it's a lot of rejection, a lot of no, a lot of hurry up and wait. And I think Stellan is such an incredible actor overall, but his performance in here as a father figure too, I was just so incredibly amazed by his performance. And I don't know if he has an Oscar win. I'll have to look that up, but if anything, I definitely think it's his year.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that one, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
I mean, great performance from him. Don't get me wrong, but
Interesting.
was not expecting that one from you. I would have to say Jacob Elordi for this one
Wow.
for the creature from Frankenstein. I was so taken aback by his performance. I did not see Jacob Elordi there. I just saw the creature from Frankenstein, and he was able to capture, something where Jacob Elordi's body is he's a beast. Like, he's a beast of a dude, right? Like, he's
Mhm.
this giant dude, and he could be easily tough, but he's also so soft, like, emotionally, what he's able to convey through his face. And with how pale and, like, how much makeup is on his body, like, you can only do so much, to really convey emotion. And especially if you're, like, kind of huddled in the corner quite a bit, and you're hiding in the shadows like his character is for a good chunk of the movie. I mean, how do you really convey that?
Mhm.
And I think Jacob Elordi was very masterful in this performance, and I think he deserves Best Supporting Actor for his role.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah. But little vice pick here. I would say, if I were to pick anyone else outside of that, I would have to pick Benicio del Toro
Oh,
for One Battle After Another. He was nominated, right?
yes, he was.
Okay.
Yes.
I know a lot of people out there would probably pick Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, but if you ask me, Benicio del Toro's like performance just was something else, man. Like I thought it was probably his best performance I've ever seen him
Mhm.
give. Sean Penn's performance is great, but I feel like a lot of his lines that he delivers, those are it's more so the lines that he delivers, not necessarily the way he delivers them. And it's just like he like grabs for memes and all. And again, nothing against his performance, but just I feel like if you were to compare the two in regards to quality, I just think Benicio del Toro just has that step up above him. Like with a few small beers, just how he delivers that line, how he delivers like just a simple thumbs up, it's like thank you sensei and all that. Just again, that whole second act where his character comes into the movie is just insane, and it's mainly because of him carrying that and, playing off of everyone there. So I mean, that would be a great second pick. If Jacob Elordi doesn't win, then I wouldn't be mad if Benicio del Toro won, and I wouldn't be mad if any of them won. But I'm just saying those two would be my favorite
I
picks.
think he definitely had the better performance in that film too. So
Yeah. So, um, come at us, Paul Thomas Anderson fans, and your love for Sean Penn's performance. So, with all that in mind, we're moving on to Best Actress, which I mean, do we
I would
even
put thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on
to
this.
Poly Market we go. Do not gamble. I do not condone. That's not to say I condone gambling, just for the record.
This is going to Jessie Buckley.
Yeah,
You guys,
it's
like, her performance, absolutely incredible.
yeah.
Like, absolutely. And man, I just, again, I felt so much from her. I've never had to experience loss like that. And her performance, especially at the end, where there's no sound, there's no dialogue, her reaching out to this figure that it's like her son. It's just a beautiful performance all around. And again, there's amazing people in this category. There absolutely is. But I have not seen someone portray a character that beautifully in such a sad moment. And so there's no doubt in my mind. So,
Hamnet is a beautiful tragedy in
mhm,
very much the Shakespearean sense. Um, and I don't think you have that without Jessie Buckley's performance. And part of the reason is because she almost makes part of this movie a straight up horror film.
mhm,
And there's one moment in particular, not necessarily the end that we all talk about constantly, but there's one moment I want to say just above midway through, probably three-fourths of the way through, where she channels something
mhm,
that is out of this world. It's so deep within her that it's out of this world. And she brings it to the forefront. And I've never seen something on screen so authentic as that moment. Just, I got scared. I was taken aback by it.
mhm.
And I was just floored. I've said this before when we were talking about our top 5 movies of the year. We see so many people, so many critics talking about movies where there's like an actor or an actress that is a revelation.
Mhm,
And I feel like that's overused quite a bit. I feel like with Hamnet and Jessie Buckley's performance, that is when you use that word. Jessie Buckley is a revelation in that movie, and a revelation for the whole year of film with that one performance. arguably with that one moment. So I would have to say that without doubt, Jesse Buckley will win this award. And if anyone else, everyone else had great performances,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but to put them on the same level of what we saw in Hamnet, I'm sorry, you can't. You just can't. So, yeah, Jesse Buckley for Hamnet,
Easiest pick of the night.
100%. All right, so with that down, we have Best Actor.
Hardest pick of the night.
For me, it was the easiest pick,
I
or
will,
second easiest pick, since
I,
you just talked about you.
I will say, truthfully, this is a three-horse race between Timothy Chalamet, Leo, and Michael B. Jordan. However, and I know there's been some stuff going around and everything, the Oscar voting finished already. And I think we should look at the portray and not the actor, right? And so, truthfully, I can see any of the three winning. But, and maybe this is just a hope and a prayer, but to portray two characters in one movie and make them seem so different and like twins, but not twins, Michael B. Jordan put out a astounding character. And I don't know if you could have anyone else play that role. And I think Michael B. Jordan, again, very good actor, right? Very good actor. I don't think he's as good of an actor as Timothy and Leo, but I think one day he'll get there. And this is the point that people will look at and be like, oh, shoot, this guy can act. And I think he deserves an Oscar for that.
I mean, I absolutely agree with you that Michael B. Jordan will win this award.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think that it's as much of a three-horse race as you say it is. I think it's going to be more so between him and Timmy. But if you ask me, I don't think Timmy's performance was as much as I think a lot of people are saying. And what great performance, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But just I don't think it's on that same level as we saw with Michael B. Jordan for playing both Smoke and Stack. Playing two characters is difficult. Playing one character is hard. Playing two characters and on this in the same scene and trying to maintain their character as two individual characters for a whole movie, that is so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So difficult. And for him to be able to do that not only well but masterfully, just it is such a sight to behold, and that balanced out with the VFX team working on that movie, so, making it truly believable, but at the end of the day, I think the true believability factor is in his performance
Mm-hmm.
of those characters, and especially when, push comes to shove in the story with those brothers, you really do believe that they are two different people.
Mm-hmm.
And I never got that with, Timothy Chalamet's performance in Marty Supreme of like, you know, believability in a person. I never got that with Leo DiCaprio's performance. Great performances, and I believed in their performances, but the same level of believability that we're talking about with Michael B. Jordan, I don't think so. So Michael B. Jordan, I think, is gonna win this, without doubt. So that's my little take there.
I think the thing I keep going back to, and again, this isn't like a dig, but I believe Timmy has had better performances.
Yeah,
I
Doom Part
believe,
2.
yes. And Doom Part 3, as we'll see next year. This year, excuse me. Leo has had better performances, not The Revenant. Michael B. Jordan, again, he has a long career ahead of him, but I truly think that this is his best performance.
Okay, so we're both on the MBJ train.
We are both on it.
All right, hell yeah. That's what I was going for. All right, let's go. So with that in mind, we're now down to our last two picks of the night. with Best Director and Best Picture. Typically, they go hand in hand. But before we go on to this, again, quick reminder, let us know your takes on our tapes with everything we mentioned in those comments down below. And yeah, we want to hear all your thoughts. Amory and I have been divided quite a bit, a little more than I thought we would be on certain subjects. So we want to hear, what it means to you guys. Like, what movies really stood out to you this year? Which ones do you think deserve the Golden Award, the little naked golden man that we're seeing? Um, who deserves a little naked golden man this year? Maybe you do. Maybe you do.
Okay.
But that aside, let us know whatever you're thinking in those comments down below. Your takes on our tapes. Now, with that, Amory, it is time for the two main awards of the night, and we're gonna start out with Best Director.
This was extremely hard and definitely a head over heart decision for me because my goodness, I want Ryan Coogler to win so bad, and unfortunately, I don't think he's gonna win. And I know he deserves it. Trust me, I want this too, you guys. I think he deserves it so much. He has done so much work to get here, and I think this is one of his best films, and I want it so badly. But also, I know the Academy, and PTA is gonna win this award. And I think not a bad pick either. Listen, it's not a bad pick either. I think One Battle After Another, while it's not everyone's favorite, I think it's a good film. And I think PTA has done so much work in it. And I think it's awesome. But I want to believe that Ryan Coogler can do this. And I just don't think it's going to go to him.
Okay.
I'm really sad about this.
No, I get where you're coming from on it. I I would have to say I'm still wearing my heart on my sleeve here, so I'm gonna have to put Ryan Coogler for Sinners for Best Director. I think that the movie is just so original, so was able to accomplish so much, and again, so transcendent in what it set out to do that I think it's one of those movies I don't think the Academy can really ignore, and we've seen from the amount of nominations it received, how much universal praise that movie has been receiving, from their colleagues, so I would say that it has a very good shot of winning, although I do see what you mean with One Battle After Another. Hollywood, among their ego, they also like to play in politics quite a bit. And One Battle After Another, even though it's a very well made movie and it's got definitely a right to be on that, pedestal as well, it definitely plays into that political idea, or idea of politics in America. So, I think they would that's definitely a factor to keep in mind.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, like I mentioned, Sinners is just one of those movies that came along that is just so irrefutable, and I just think you can't put one over the other with what Sinners was able to accomplish. So I think that you can't ignore that, and Sinners will win with Ryan Coogler being Best Director.
Mhm.
All right, Amory. So with all this in mind,
Mhm.
this one I think we definitely need to list all the nominations out for.
Definitely.
So, for Best Picture, we have Train Dreams, Sinners, Sentimental Value, The Secret Agent, One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, Hamnet, Frankenstein, F1, the movie, and Bugonia. With all of that said, what is Anne-Marie's pick for Best Picture?
Great list, by the way.
Thank you.
Great, and like really, it's a good year for movies to have this list of Best Picture. And truthfully, I do see this as not as deadlock as it was in previous years. I do think there is multiple contenders in here that could win. In the last 25 Oscars, there's only been 8 movies where Best Director and Best Picture have not been the same. So, Best Director did a different movie, Best Picture is a different movie. However, I'm going to stick with my guns here. I don't think it's going to be one of those years. I'm going to pick One Battle After Another as Best Picture this year. And of course, it's not my favorite movie on this list. I truly think that Hamnet or Sinners should be winning this award. But with what I know from the Academy, one, Sinners is a genre film. And unfortunately, we have seen genre and horror films get snubbed before, even though they're the best film in that category. And two, I really think that PTA, this whole movie, is really going to take the Academy by the strings, basically. Because, as I mentioned earlier, when we brought up casting, I picked Sinners because I think Sinners is going to get all these awards but lose out on the big two. And I know, again, it's not what I want, and I hope I'm wrong. I truly hope I'm wrong, even though One Battle After Another deserves it as well. But I want Sinners to win this or Hamnet to win this, but I think it's going to go to One Battle After Another.
I couldn't agree more that the best director and best picture will be the same this year.
Oh. I was like, what?
And with that in mind, and knowing what my best pick for best director was, I gotta give it to Sinners. I think this is definitely one of those years where they're going to be the same, and Ryan Coogler will win for best director, and as a result, he will win for best picture. It's one of those movies that I feel like again transcends everything and it hits all the boxes that the Academy wants. And mentioned that it's a genre film. I think it's more of a genre bending film.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it's definitely one kind of like on the same par as an Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of thing, where it takes something that would be considered crazy and wacky, and how could you even consider this to be a prestigious Academy Award nominated film and, turn it into something that is truly something of sustenance, truly something that means something, truly something that brings heart and emotion and the human spirit to the forefront, and everything we seek in storytelling as an escape. Sinners is definitely one of those films, and I feel like it's gonna carry on that spirit up to the podium, up to get that naked golden man in front of millions, and I think that Sinners, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, the whole team will win for Best Picture.
I hope you're right.
I know I'm right.
You know what? I like the confidence.
Thank you.
I think you
My
just
doctor prescribed it.
get nice. I hope you're right. We'll see.
Oh man, but at the end of the day, we're not the ones that decide this. It's the Academy gods that live above well, actually out west in the Hollywood Hills. So, let them decide. But at the end of the day, we have our favorite movies of the year with, 2025. But it's always fun to play around and vote of what, people within their own industry think. And it's gonna be interesting to see where this all comes out. But most importantly, we want to know your takes once again on our tapes in those comments down below. What you guys think about the Oscars, your predictions, what are your lists, and also, while you're at it, feel free to let us know your top movies of the year. If you missed out on our top movies of the year, that video is out on our channel as well. But, if you weren't able to catch that one, let us know in the comments your favorite films of the year. We are always happy to see if we missed one or, maybe the Academy missed one that you saw, and we know they missed some. So,
Yes.
yeah, if you definitely have one that we missed out on, let us know. We're excited to see it, and we're excited to hear all about it. So, with that, the Emery, I think that about does it.
Let's wrap it.
All right, guys, thank you again for joining us on this episode of Cassette Take. Uh, please don't forget to, again, comment, like, subscribe, all that classic YouTube vernacular. And most importantly, please don't forget to rewind. I've been Ethan.
I'm Annmarie, and don't forget to check out our review after the Oscars. We will be doing a podcast about it, about our first reactions to who won.
Exactly. So we'll be here, full tuxes, full dresses, full suit pants, and all. So, it's going to be great, and we're excited to see you there. So, on that note, see you guys then.
Bye.